So like, have y'all been keeping up with the absolute roller coaster that is General Hospital lately? Because I am straight up losing my mind over this Curtis and Jordan situation. It is giving me such major deja vu, and not necessarily the good kind, but the kind that makes you want to throw your popcorn at the screen while simultaneously crying your eyes out. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's talk about it. We gotta address the elephant in the room first, which is this whole deathbed wedding trope that GH loves to recycle like they're trying to save the planet or something. Remember Chase and Willow? Man, that was a mess. Chase was literally on his last breath, looking like he was about to meet the Grim Reaper, and Willow, sweet, guilt-tripped Willow, decides to marry him just so he can die happy. It was heart-wrenching, sure, but also kind of a disaster, because we all knew she was low-key in love with Michael. But the drama was top tier. And now, it feels like we're back in that same dusty basement of emotions with Jordan and Curtis. I swear, these writers know exactly how to push our buttons. So, Jordan is in the hospital, right? And it's bad, like really bad. She's facing this massive surgery, brain trauma, which in soap opera land is basically code for anything can happen, including total amnesia or a personality transplant. And she isn't even sure she's going to wake up, and if she does, will she even know who Curtis is? That's the part that gets me, the uncertainty. I was watching the scene and thinking, man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're driving, feeling the vibes, and the next, you're prepped for a craniotomy. And can we talk about the accident for a second? I'm sorry, but I gotta be the mum in the room for a minute and give a little PSA, because this was so avoidable, it hurts. Curtis and Jordan were in that car and they were vibing. Like, the chemistry was off the charts, they were finally clicking again, and then they started kissing. While driving, I love a good romance as much as the next person. I really do. But please, keep your eyes on the road. It's a huge lesson buried in all this soapy drama. Distracted driving is no joke. 1 second of distraction because you're caught up in the heat of the moment and boom, everything changes. Curtis walked away without a scratch physically, but mentally, he's wrecked. And he should be. The guilt must be eating him alive. He was right there. He was part of the reason she looked away, and now he has to watch her fight for her life. It's that classic hindsight is 20/20 thing. I bet he'd give anything to go back to that moment and just tell her to pull over first. But that's life, isn't it? We don't get a rewind button. We just get the consequences. So now Jordan wakes up. She's got a few hours of consciousness before they wheel her back into the OR. And what's her one wish? She wants to be his wife again. She wants that commitment. And honestly, I felt that in my soul. When you're facing the void, you don't care about the legal paperwork or the past arguments about secrets and lies. You just want to know you belong to the person you love. Curtis, bless his heart, he doesn't even hesitate. He's all in. And then he pulls out a ring. Wait, hold up. Did he just happen to have a ring in his pocket? Because that is some soap opera magic right there. Or maybe it's not magic. Maybe it's just Curtis being Curtis, always prepared, always holding on to hope even when he's acting like he's moved on. I have this theory that he's been carrying that ring around for a minute, just waiting for the perfect time. And, well, I guess right before potential brain death is as perfect as it gets in Port Charles. It's kind of beautiful, but also incredibly tragic. It's like he's giving her this anchor to hold on to, so she has a reason to come back to him. It reminds me so much of the Chase Willow thing, but the stakes feel heavier. Maybe because Jordan and Curtis have so much more history. They've been through the ringer. The divorce, the pining, the other relationships, looking at you, Portia. It feels like they finally stripped away all the BS, and now it's just two people who realize they made a huge mistake letting each other go. But I gotta wonder, is this a pity wedding too, or is it real? With Chase, it was definitely a pity thing from Willow's side. Even if she cared about him, She didn't want him to die alone and miserable. But with Curtis and Jordan, it feels more like a last chance kind of deal, if she survives. And I'm praying to the soap gods that she does. Is this marriage going to stick? Or are they going to wake up in 3 weeks and realize they only did it because of the adrenaline and the fear? I mean, look at what happened with Chase. Finn found the antidote. Thank God for soap doctors being geniuses in 24 hours. Chase lived, and then the whole marriage became this awkward, oh no, I'm actually in love with your best friend nightmare. I don't want that for Jordan. She's been through enough. If she pulls through this brain surgery, she deserves a man who is there for the long haul, not just because he feels guilty about a car crash. But let's analyze the miracle factor. In Port Charles, miracles are basically on the weekly schedule. One day you're poisoned, the next you're running a marathon. One day you're dead in a freezing river, the next you're back with a new face and a grudge. So, I'm really hoping that this wedding acts as some kind of cosmic fuel for Jordan, like the power of love or whatever. She becomes a bride on her hospital bed, which, let's be real, is a look. Only in soaps can you look that good while having a traumatic brain injury, and then she goes into surgery with that ring on her finger. And the strength of Curtis's love. I know it sounds cheesy, but honestly, we need that. The world is heavy enough. I need my soaps to give me that glimmer of everything is going to be okay. Though, I gotta say, the whole brain trauma thing leaves the door wide open for some messy writing. What if she wakes up and thinks she's still married to Tommy? What if she forgets Curtis entirely? My heart would literally break. I can see the scenes now. Curtis standing there with the ring, and Jordan looking at him like he's a total stranger. Who are you? Why are you holding my hand? UGH! I'm getting frustrated just thinking about it. But that's the educational value of these shows, right? They teach us about the fragility of memory and identity. Who are we without our shared history? If Jordan loses her memories of Curtis, is the love still there in her heart? Or is it all just data stored in neurons that got scrambled? It makes you think about your own life. Like, if I lost everything I remembered about my partner tomorrow, would I still know them? It's deep, man. And let's talk about the pacing of this whole thing. GH has been dragging some plots for years, hi Pikeman, but then they speedrun a wedding in the ICU? The whiplash is real. I'm sitting there like, wait, did they even get a chaplain? Is Taggart going to show up and lose his mind? There are so many moving parts. I really hope they don't just fix her in one episode though. I want to see the struggle. I want to see Curtis having to actually be there for her. Not just for the dramatic I do, but for the messy, I can't remember how to brush my teeth, or the I'm scared and angry at you for distracting me while I was driving part. Because, let's be honest, that conversation has to happen. She's going to realize eventually that the kiss caused the crash, and that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Can you imagine the resentment? Hey honey, thanks for marrying me. Also thanks for the brain bleed because you couldn't wait until we got home to lock lips. Yikes. But maybe I'm being too cynical. Maybe I should just enjoy the romance. Curtis is clearly hurting. He's a man who likes to be in control, and right now, he has zero control. He can't fix her brain. He can't take back the accident. All he can do is give her his name and his heart. There's something really raw about that. I also think about the fans who are tired of the deathbed thing. I get it. It's a total trope. It's a cliche wrapped in a hospital gown. But why does it work every time? Because it taps into that primal fear of losing the one before you got to say everything you wanted to say. It's that if not now, when energy. So, what do I think is going to happen? I'm betting on the miracle. Jordan is a fighter. She's been a commissioner. She's dealt with mobsters. She's handled Sean and Taggart and Curtis. A little brain surgery isn't going to take her out. At least I hope not. I want to see them actually try to be a couple again. But knowing GH, there's going to be a twist. Maybe the surgery goes well, but she has a vision while she's under. Maybe she sees someone from the past. Please bring back a ghost. I love a good hospital ghost visit. It's a lot. My brain is buzzing. I keep thinking about that scene where Curtis might pull the ring out. I bet he's been clutching it in his pocket so hard his knuckles are white. And Jordan, she's so vulnerable. It's a side of her we don't see often. She's usually the strong one, the one with the badge and the plan. Seeing her stripped down to just a woman who loves a man, it's powerful stuff. But seriously, don't kiss and drive. If you take anything away from my rambling today, let it be that. Your life is worth more than a quick makeout session on the highway. I'm also low-key worried about the other characters. Like, how is Portia going to react? You know, she's going to have some thoughts about this. She's probably going to be professional because she's a doctor. But deep down, she's got to be feeling some type of way. The drama is just, it's layered like an onion. And I'm here for every stinky, tear-inducing layer of it. I wonder if the writers are reading the room or if they just have a break glass in case of emergency file that says, marry them in a hospital. Because it really does feel like that sometimes. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The ratings probably spike every time a heart monitor starts beeping rhythmically during a vow exchange. I, Curtis, take you, Jordan, beep to be my beep, beep, wedded wife. It's peak television. I just hope they give Jordan the recovery she deserves. She's such a strong character, and losing her would be a huge blow to the show. And Curtis, man, he needs a win. He's been through so much lately with the shooting and the paralysis and the family drama. He needs his lady back. He needs that foundation. It's funny how we get so invested in these fictional lives. But that's the magic of soaps, isn't it? They reflect our own messy lives, but with better lighting and more dramatic music. We see ourselves in their mistakes. We see our own regrets in Curtis's eyes. We see our own fears in Jordan's, what if I don't wake up? So I'm going to keep my eyes glued to the screen. I'm going to have my tissues ready, and I'm going to be shouting at the TV when they inevitably cut to a commercial right before the big moment. Typical. But yeah. Curtis and Jordan, the wedding, the trauma, the miracle, we shall see. I'm rooting for them even if they are absolute disasters sometimes, because aren't we all? Just trying to find some love and stability in a world that's constantly crashing around us. Hopefully not literally because we're kissing while driving, but you get what I mean. Phew, I need a drink. This show is going to be the death of me, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Port Charles forever, right? Stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get real intense. I can feel it in my bones. The next few episodes are going to be legendary or a total train wreck. And honestly, I'm down for either one as long as it's entertaining. Just pray for Jordan's brain, okay? And for Curtis's soul. He's going to need it. And maybe someone buy him a holster for that ring so he doesn't lose it in the hospital cafeteria or something. That would be just his luck. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Or maybe it was like $5 worth of words. I talk too much. But when it comes to Jordan and Curtis, there's just so much to unpack. It's like a suitcase that won't close. You keep trying to zip it up, but more drama keeps popping out. Okay, I'm done. For now. See y'all at the nurse's station. Catch ya on the flip side. And seriously, ease on the road. For real. I'm not playing. Don't let a soap opera plot happen to you in real life. It's much less romantic when there aren't cameras and a professional makeup team involved. Peace out. I'm still thinking about that ring though. Like, did he buy it at the Savoy or was it an heirloom? These are the things that keep me up at night. The tiny details. Soaps are all about the details and the stares. The long, lingering stares that last like 30 seconds too long. I love it. Okay, really leaving now. Bye. Stay safe and keep watching. The drama is just getting started and I have a feeling this wedding is going to be one for the history books. Or at least the soap opera wiki. Same thing really. Later. Hope Jordan pulls through. We really need her. And Curtis? He better be the best husband ever after this. He owes her big time. No cap. Okay, for real this time. I'm out. I've got a date with my DVR and some leftover pizza. Let's see if Jordan wakes up or if we're in for another 6 months of who am I plots. Fingers crossed for the miracle. We all need a little bit of that Port Charles magic in our lives right about now. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild ride. Hopefully with better driving this time. Lord have mercy. Bye y'all. And yeah, I am still salty about that car crash kiss. Like, come on guys. Seriously? Lol. Soap operas. You gotta love them.